We can build this dream together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now.
It's working.
Oh, okay. Do we want to start the podcast now?
Yeah, we're started. You sang.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our podcast, Confidently Controversial. I am your host, Emily Paul, and with me is my best friend, my partner in crime, my podcast co-host,
Kim Tweed.
That's her. Hi.
That's me. I feel sick.
Oh, God.
Ugh.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I might throw up on the microphone. I've coughed. I've sneezed. It would be something new if I vomited.
If you throw up in front of me.
Just
what
any
time. If you throw up in front of me, like, any time. Like, if I'm just, like, looking into your eyes, as I'm looking into your eyes right now, and you're just like, bleh, and throw up.
Why would I look in your eyes while I throw up?
Because if it just, the way you're saying it would be like it would just suddenly happen.
It will suddenly happen, but I will look away from you. I don't want to see your bonnet head.
Don't make fun of my satin silk bonnet.
What is it doing for your face and hair?
Probably
nothing for your face.
It doesn't do anything. It's not helping my face. Believe you me. It's supposed to help, like, smooth your hair, prevent breakage.
Okay. Did you wear it to
keep
sleep
it healthy.
last night?
I did, but it falls off in my sleep.
Oh, because you're a thrasher.
I don't know what happens. But I know I wake up and it's like, it's just laying there on the pillow. So I might just take it off.
Does it make your head hot?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't make my head hot. But I would welcome that because I'm cold all the time.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It doesn't feel like anything.
So when you whip this thing off in a little bit, your hair is going to be like...
It's going to be like... Yes. It's going to be like that Rapunzel magical hair from Tangled.
Blonde.
It's going to be blonde.
Yes.
Definitely. It's going to be
Good
blonde.
for you.
Yeah. I want it to be... I mean, supposedly it helps... keep your hair healthier.
Well, you brought me one.
I did brought you one.
You did brought me one?
I did brought you one. Because if I'm going to be this beautiful, I want you to be this beautiful too, or it would be weird.
Yeah, it would be weird. They'd be like, why is she hanging out with that Uggo?
Yes, we both need to have beautiful silk hair. And then I thought, because we're going on a trip soon, I thought that it would be fun for us to both have
the packet
on our trip.
Okay. To make room for it in the suitcase.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be fun.
Okay.
To just be on vacation, have some silk bonnets.
Yeah.
Go down to the little commissary, get some
I have to wear it out of the room?
I mean, maybe.
You're very bold about it. You went through the drive-thru at the Starbucks.
They don't care at that Starbucks, Kim. As I've talked before, they barely can get the breath through their lungs to take an order at the drive-thru. So they don't care about my wearing a bonnet through the drive-thru.
Okay. Emily's usually pretty annoyed with the Starbucks people because they're breathy.
My problem is, and I don't remember if I've talked about this before on here, but I have talked about it in my life in general, because if you're going to be assigned to be the person who's on mic,
yeah,
like, you need to be able to enunciate and speak clearly. That should be the first, like, if you're working at any business and you're assigned to phones,
if your job is phone,
if your job is taking orders on a microphone, you need to be able to speak clearly into the microphone. And this young person that they have on here, and this is, I swear, this is when I feel the most crotchety old lady.
Well, you sound like
ever, because you go up and you drive up to the speaker part to give your order, and you just hear this girl go, "Hi, welcome to Starbucks. Can I take your order?" Like, that's literally how she talks. And
she's shy.
What?
Maybe she's shy. Her mom made her get a job. She was like, "Listen, it's summer. You're not going to be lazing around the house all summer. You need to do something."
Well, then I blame the manager at Starbucks.
Okay, because they gave her the job.
Yeah, the manager should be like, "No, your job is now warming up the bread in the oven.
Your job is checking to see if we have things when people order them."
Yes, your job is like
because we don't have a good system for that. We've never figured one out globally as a multi-million-dollar organization. We just wait for you to order, and then we're like, let me check to see if we have that.
I think it's a stall. I think that they are trained to say that so that it stalls you for a minute, so that they can
start making it. I don't know.
You think that they really don't know if they have enough egg bites?
Yeah. They seem to not know. They seem to be very clueless. And sometimes they're like, "We have it." Like, they're all happy for you and surprised.
Well, I also think early in the day, they should just know that they have it. Aren't they
well,
stocked with everything?
Saying. Like, you know what would be a quick fix for this? A little chalkboard by the door that's like, here's what we have here's what we're out of today. 86.
Right.
Pumpkin muffins.
They better have all the pumpkin muffins.
Yeah, although I had one the other day and it gave me a little odge.
Oh, no.
I'm so sad.
I was going to get a pumpkin spice latte.
Okay.
But I decided not to.
It's too early.
It's too early. Although Wawa has switched over to their special blend. They always have a special blend at Wawa. And I don't know if a lot of our listeners know what Wawa is because it's very... Northeast. So, and we have listeners from all over the country and all over the world.
Stop bragging.
But I don't know that they know what Wawa is. Wawa is a convenience store, but it's
on crack.
It's the best convenience store.
It is.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
It always has been.
Yeah, I won't go to another one. I mean, I'll go to a 7-Eleven every now and then if I see one because I think that they're interesting.
Right.
And I like to see what snacks they have.
Right.
Other convenience stores.
No, but they smell weird. Like a 7-Eleven.
I don't know.
Like Circle K.
You don't know a Circle K.
I used to know a Circle K.
Okay.
Very well.
Up where I work, it's Royal Farms.
And I've heard fried chicken or something.
Yeah, I heard their chicken is quite delicious. All right, I have an important question to ask you.
Okay.
How do you feel about the toilet seat covers available in public restrooms?
Stupid.
Right?
So okay, first of all, if I hear you using one, I judge you.
Right.
I'm like, first of all, you can't get a disease from a seat.
Well, you probably can.
I mean, if you don't want, like, it's more about getting something on your hands, so you just need to wash your hands.
Right. So you're not, like, it's not preventing you from getting crabs. When you got crabs, did you get them from
okay, first of all, first of all, no. Take it back. It never happened. Second of all, you can't get crabs from a toilet seat.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, what do they...
Well, people think you can get all... I don't know what people think.
Well, okay.
And you can also hover. I was taught to hover if you really feel the toilet seat is gross. Now, I don't do that for the most part. Like, I'm not afraid of a public toilet. Except for sometimes.
Sure.
When they're really gross.
Yeah.
In which case, I will hover.
Yeah.
But...
You gauge those thigh muscles.
We had in the office that both you and I used to work in.
Yeah, so that's why I was bringing this up.
They had the toilet seat covers.
Yeah, people use them all the time. Someone left one on the seat the other day.
Right. And to me...
Which is a crime.
To me, that office is not so massive.
No, you know all the butts.
You know all the butts. It's too many butts.
But still, you know them. They're friendly butts.
They're friendly butts. So it would just be like having roommates. Yeah. And if you have roommates, do you put those things down on the seat?
I want to ask them. There's like one or two specific butts they don't trust. And they're just like, we got to do it. I got to do it.
Because they don't trust a couple butts?
Yeah.
Or do they feel like they're supposed to? Because do they feel like, no, they're here.
It's part of the etiquette.
It's part of the etiquette.
No,
I'm protecting others from my butt.
My gross butt.
My gross butt.
Huh. I don't think so.
I don't think so. Although we used to work in a place where there was someone who, like, streaked it up all the time.
The seat.
Yeah. And also left things behind all the time.
Well, yeah. A lot of times, ladies are the grossest. I mean, I don't know what a men's room is like.
Men are the grossest. I know, but women aren't great.
They're not great. By the end of the day, it's a war zone in there.
Ugh.
Splatter. Sorry, guys.
I know.
It's gross.
What I also just feel like I don't understand when there's stuff left in the toilet.
Don't you look?
Don't you look?
Right.
You gotta look. I mean, it doesn't take too long for it to flush.
I think sometimes people are trying to be like covert, like, oh, I only peed. I would only need to possibly flush one time.
We're so weird in a women's bathroom. Like,
I know.
We all poop in the bathroom.
Yeah, I know.
We all poop in there.
Yeah.
So just embrace it and just poop and fart and do what you gotta do in there.
No. You've been in a bathroom with a coworker when they've pooted it up. It's not comfortable.
When they fart or when they poop.
But you call it a power move.
I do. I feel as if you're in a bathroom with a coworker and you actively fart. Yeah. Like just fart right in front of them. That's a power move.
I don't think they do it on purpose.
That's saying I don't care and I am have that level of power that I can just fart and I don't care. I love a power fart. I wish I could do it. I don't have that kind of power.
No.
And I never will.
They're like, you won't tell anyone.
I tell everyone when I hear someone fart. I'm like, you'll never guess.
This is why. This is why women aren't comfortable in the bathroom.
You'll never guess who farted in the bathroom. I know, I'm part of the problem.
Yeah. I know.
Man, that's rough. What else has been going on?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess nothing. I mean, it's almost summer.
Yeah, well, I think by the time
almost fall.
I think by the time people hear this,
it'll be back to school.
School will have been back. Today, you and I are taking my daughter to get a back to school haircut.
We are.
And to get some back to school clothing. So we're bound
I'm always going to wear a bonnet the whole time. It's going to be great.
Well, I do have my 13-year-old daughter with me, so I will do anything to just embarrass her.
I get it.
Yeah, that's what I do.
All right. Well, would you like me to talk about the movie today? Because it's my choice.
Can I? I would really love that.
You would?
I would love that.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
All right. We're back.
Okay. Hi.
And we never actually went anywhere.
We didn't.
So I chose this movie because the last couple of weeks have been real low points for our podcast, I think.
Just in terms of us really not liking the movies.
Yeah, we haven't liked a lot of movies in a long time.
Yeah, I want to feel joy again.
So I brought something that will bring joy
to
this podcast. Okay. Now, the caveat is, there's not a lot of facts about this movie.
Do I know this movie?
You do, yes.
Okay.
This movie, apparently, everyone just got down to business, did their thing, acted professionally, and went home.
Oh, good.
Because there was nothing really exciting to tell you. And I'm very surprised about that because I think this type of movie really lends itself to hijinks. It lends itself to fun stories. However, there are none.
Or maybe they were so bad that some PR person was like, we're keeping this under wraps.
Because that buried it.
This will ruin this movie.
Yeah. And I also don't know how far I can get without telling you what the movie is.
Okay.
But let me begin.
Okay.
So, picture it. 1989.
Okay. It's a good year.
You are 12 years old.
Yes, I am.
You're 12 years old. This movie's rated PG.
So I watched it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess it was on, they said that it was ended up being on the Disney Channel a lot.
Okay.
And was played quite often.
Okay.
So I don't know, I don't know when you saw it.
Was it in the theaters or was it made for TV?
No. It was in the theaters.
Okay.
It was not a critical or financial success.
Neither of those things.
No, neither one. It kind of got a lot of negative reviews, but as with all movies, I think that I bring to the podcast, it later became a cult following. It had a cult following.
It's a slow burn.
Yeah.
People, they got to get used to it, and they're like, you know what? This is actually pretty great.
Yeah. So it made $8.5 million at the box office.
Whoa.
I
know. Wow. So 8.5 million. That's not a lot. I feel like that's pretty low. They didn't hit double digits.
They didn't hit double digits. So they were probably sad about it.
Oh.
The director's name is Jeffrey Roger Canoe.
Oh,
and
Canoe.
The only reason I'm telling you his name is because we have the same birthday.
I thought you were telling me because his name was Jeffrey Roger Canoe, and that just doesn't seem like a real name.
No, his birthday is also December 16th, but he was born in 1944, and I'm way younger than that.
Okay.
His other directing credits included a movie from 1985 called Gotcha.
Okay.
Which starred Anthony Edwards.
I don't know that movie.
It was a spy movie, I guess. And then a movie in 1986 called Tough Guys. So, he doesn't have a great acting or directing
personal resume.
Right now on Rotten Tomatoes, this movie has a 14% of 28 critics' reviews are positive, with an average rating of 4.3 out of 10.
That's not good.
Which I'm really surprised about.
Really?
Because I love this movie. Okay. And when I submitted, for this season, we early submitted our 10 movies.
Yeah, we each had to pick 10.
10 movies. And we submitted them to your brother for his review to make sure we didn't have any overlap. Mm-hmm. And in his commentary back to me to tell me I was good to go, this is the movie he called out as being most excited about.
Oh, wow. So Eddie's excited about it.
Eddie was most excited about this movie. Okay. So that's why I think it's good. Because Eddie doesn't like bad movies.
No. Okay.
It has a Metacritic score, which uses a weighted average. It got assigned a score of 32 out of 100.
Oof.
I know.
They
indicating
failed.
Generally unfavorable reviews.
Who are these people reviewing things?
I don't know. But Roger Ebert
Ebert.
He did not like it.
Oh.
He said, and I don't know, this will probably tell you what it is, but it says, the merciless evisceration of the lifestyles of the rich. He wanted it to be that. He wanted it to be this film that like tore people apart for being wealthy. But instead, there was a morality arc for the lead character. And they didn't like that. They wanted them to have a comeuppance.
Is this true Beverly
It
Hills?
is!
Oh my gosh, this movie. Oh my God. No wonder my brother was excited about this. We used to watch this all the time.
Okay.
Craig T. Nelson.
Yeah. Shelly Long.
Shelly Long. That girl who's in that band now.
Yes, I'll get to that.
Okay.
So, Roger Ebert criticized the film for not being a merciless evisceration of the lifestyles of the rich that he expected, but instead more of a morality arc for Shelley Long's character. Some reviews lambasted the script for its formulaic underdog story, and the Washington Post chided the film for its attempt to cast Beverly Hills youth in an underdog role.
Chide?
I know. I was just like, I don't know. It says, pity the poor little Beverlys. Children from lower income groups laugh at their Giorgio boutique backpacks. Then Velda strips the girls of the badges they've earned for facials and pricing jewelry. She further derides them for holding their camp out at the Beverly Hills Hotel, where they tell horror stories about bad haircuts. So, like, they were, like, pissed that these rich girls had a story.
Gosh, it's like these populist people were just like down with the rich, off with their heads.
But then, as I said, cult classic because it's a feminist movie.
Okay. I'm sure it is.
And they also really praised Shelley Long for her performance in this movie.
I feel like I loved Shelley Long in this so much. And you just wanted her to succeed because she had that great
remember,
spunk.
she's like getting a divorce. Her and Craig T. Nelson are getting a divorce.
Yeah.
And they have a sad relationship and stuff like that too. So I think you felt bad for her in that way.
And also because she you can tell she really loves her daughter a lot. She wants to be like a good mom.
Right.
Yeah.
Apparently this movie is kind of based off of a slightly true story about one of the producers who, her own trials and tribulations with her daughter's Girl Scout troop, obviously not to the extent that is portrayed in this movie. But I think it's so funny because they said the Girl Scouts refused to endorse the picture.
Really?
Yeah. So they're called like Wilderness Scouts or like something else.
Yeah.
They're not called Girl Scouts. And, but they're obviously Girl Scouts, you know, like that's what they're based off of. And, they withheld their approval because they didn't like the way some of the Scouts were portrayed in the script. So I guess because there's some mean Girl Scouts in there.
But there are mean Girl Scouts in real life.
Yeah, of course. They're just people.
They are just people.
Yeah. The Girl Scouts were like, nah, we're not interested.
We have to go sell some cookies. Bye.
Leave us out of this. One of the people that I read about that actually like redeemed the film later, she said, in the end, it's the troops' persistence and support of each other, even in the moments of doubt, that carries them to win at the climactic Wilderness Jamboree competition. Troop Beverly Hills thoughtfully exposes the complexities of divorce, social class culture, and personal growth in a light comedy very much loyal to its time. The film tampers with audience expectations of people with money, blurring the lines of good/bad, rich/not rich. Troop Beverly Hills dared to tell young girls and women to never compromise the best of yourself for people or things. Even in its blemishes, Troop Beverly Hills' heart was always in the right place. What a thrill.
Oh, I'm excited to watch it. I have not seen this for many, 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 many years. And recently I've come across it a couple times and I've just this is one of those movies that I'm actively like, no.
Oh, yeah. It's coming.
You know it's coming. Yeah. It's been on my list of things. I'm surprised I didn't put this one on my 10. Yeah. It's great.
We talked a little bit about who's in it. This was a lot of people's first movies, because there's a whole Girl Scout troop, right? So obviously Shelley Long, she's the lead in this. And I thought she died. But she didn't die yet.
She's on Modern Family.
I know, but she died on Modern Family, and I think that's why I thought she died. But it was so weird because when I was doing my research yesterday...
Did she die?
No, but it was her birthday.
Oh my God.
She was 75 years old
Happy
yesterday.
Happy birthday, Shelly Long.
Yeah.
You're not dead.
Congratulations. I really thought you were dead. She was in The Money Pit. She was in Cheers. She was the mom on Modern Family.
Yeah.
Also starring Betty Thomas, who is one of the rival troop leaders. And she actually, this was her last film as an actress, and she became a director after this and directed movies like the Brady Bunch movie, John Tucker Must Die, 28 Days, that Sandra Bullock movie.
Oh, really?
Not the zombie 28 Days.
Okay, different one.
That one. And then Private Parts, the Howard Stern movie.
Oh,
she also directed that. So she's
Sure.
had a really lengthy career as a director.
This was The Evil?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Velda. I
Velda.
think.
Yeah. Okay, wow.
Craig T. Nelson, he is the dad in this. He was obviously, he was actually, Coach was conceived of at this time. So he was in pre-production or something like that for Coach.
So he was hanging out with Dauber, is what you're telling me.
He was.
Dauber
was in the could have been in the picture.
Could have been in the picture.
Yes,
he was in his life. He was in Craig T. Nelson's life.
And yes, and he was also in the show Parenthood. And fun fact about Craig T. Nelson, they actually wanted him to be the grandpop on Modern Family, but he was too expensive.
Oh, well, he is.
So
They
got good old Bundy instead.
Ed
O'Neill.
Al
Bundy.
I like him too.
Yeah,
My kids love him on that show.
Yeah. I'm glad he's it.
That's their I think 2 out of 3 of my kids, that's their favorite character.
Okay.
Which is crazy.
That is crazy.
Because you would think that the dad, like the other, Phil Dunphy, like he should obviously be everyone's favorite. He's my favorite.
A woman called Mary Gross, she was an Saturday Night Live alum, was in this. She was also like the assistant, I think, on the bad side.
Yeah, I know she is.
Shelley Morrison is the housekeeper for Shelly Long's family, and she actually went on. I think her name's Rosa in this movie. She's most famous for playing Rosario on Will and Grace.
Oh yay!
She did actually die in 2019. Jenny Lewis is one of the Girl Scouts, and she founded the band Rilo Kiley. Mm-hmm. Carla Gugino, she's a pretty famous actress now. She was in The Watchmen and Wayward Pines and The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, you like that movie?
Yeah, but you would recognize her if you saw her. Tori Spelling. Oh. She obviously was on 90210 later in life.
And then went on to be a train wreck.
She's fine.
Is she?
I think she's okay.
Okay.
Let's leave Tori Spelling alone.
I don't care.
And Kelly Martin is also in this, and she was on the show Life Goes On. Do you remember that show?
Life Goes On.
With Corky.
Oh, Corky.
Yeah. She was the sister.
Yes.
I remember a scene from that movie, or from that show, where she had a boyfriend on that show.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Wasn't it Chad Lowe? It was Rob Lowe's brother.
Yeah, there was I don't know if that was the one, but he was like a football player kid.
Maybe.
But anyway, he like died.
Did he have AIDS?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he died in a car accident or something like that, because I remember in the show, she wakes up in the middle of the night and he'd given her this watch. And the watch had stopped at a certain time. And that was the time that he died.
Oh my God. I feel like Life Goes On is definitely a show that you could not handle.
Me?
Maybe.
I watched it.
But I feel like it's too sad.
It is sad. But that was the only sad part I remember. I mean, I feel like for the most part, they were pretty like up, right?
Sure.
So there's an animated scene at the beginning of this movie, and it was actually cartooned by somebody from Hanna-Barbera. And I know you like Hanna-Barbera.
I do like Hanna-Barbera.
So I thought you would like that fact. So he was, a cartoonist for Hanna-Barbera. After this movie came out, he created his own cartoon called The Ren and Stimpy Show.
Wow.
Yeah, so the animator, we'll have to look at the opening sequence, because it was animated by the person that invented the Ren and Stimpy Show.
Okay. I don't remember it at all.
No. Carla Gugino, who is the, who I kind of mentioned previously, she's one of the Girl Scouts. She actually lied to get an audition for this movie. She was 16 at the time of the filming of this movie, and she told them she was 14 because she was a little older and wanted a chance to be in it. So they didn't find out about how old she actually was until after the movie started filming. Okay. And after she was already in it. She was an emancipated minor by that time. So she was just broke up with her parents, I guess.
I don't
and was
that.
Really excited to get this part because it was first time she had like a payday where she like really knew she could go out on her own and become a famous actress.
Okay.
But that's interesting. Like
the whole emancipated minor thing is crazy to me. If my kids were like, we don't want you to be, we want to emancipate, I'd be like, shut up.
I think sometimes they probably do it for, like, I'm sure that they sometimes still have a good relationship with their parents and are just like, okay, we're going to do this for tax purposes or whatever. Like, I'm sure it's a conversation that's had sometimes.
Right.
Whereas, like, when we talked about one of the Coreys being emancipated, I think that was a choice because, like, his parents were, like, stealing his money or something.
Right.
I don't know if that was what the case was here.
You don't know if it's always a negative thing.
Right,
if you get a divorce from your parents.
Right. Like, it might be positive. But anyway, so she's a little bit taller than a lot of the girls in this, and I guess you can see that they, like, try to mask her height difference by, like...
Is she blonde?
No, she's got dark hair. You would recognize. I know you'd recognize.
I know. I'm gonna have to go on because there's some kids I have in my head from this movie.
And you'll watch the movie and you'll see it.
Because there's one girl who's like blonde who was like a child star.
Yeah. And I looked up what other, like, they had one of those Troop Beverly Hills, where are they now kind of things, and a lot of them are not in the biz anymore.
Okay.
You know, or like there's one of them, like there's a redheaded girl with like a lot of red hair. She's like an acting teacher or something.
Oh, now. She was on Small Wonder, I think.
Christy.
Yes.
She was on a show called Christy. I think that's what it was. Anyway, so this movie supposed to be not good. I think it's wonderful.
Well, I'm excited that my daughter's here because she's going to watch it with us.
Yeah, I think she's going to like it.
I don't think she will.
No? I think she'll think it's funny and silly.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it is funny and silly.
It is. I love it.
Beverly Hills, what a thrill.
Let's do this.
Woo! Controversial. And we're back.
Holy crow, that was fast.
I know.
Beverly Hills, what a thrill. Beverly Hills, what a thrill.
Boom, 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 bam, bam, bam. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
Bam, bam, bam.
I mean, what is not to love about that movie? How could anyone hate it? It is
a movie about divorce.
Well, yeah. But it's fantastic.
It is pretty good, yeah.
It's great.
It's good.
Yeah.
No, I loved it.
Shelly Long.
Phenomenal.
Oh my God. Why aren't people talking about this more?
Why didn't she win something?
I mean, this is what I kept thinking throughout. And maybe it's because you said it's a feminist movie, but I also think that the vibe of it is very much reminded me of Barbie.
Okay, yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Where
an underestimation of the female spirit.
But it's not just like female, it's like Barbie, like I think you underestimate her because she's supposed to just be this pretty thing that's like
she's
perfect.
Classified in a certain way.
She's classified as a certain thing, and I think Beverly Hills, it's the same thing. These, these kids, this woman, they're all classified as this certain thing, and they own it.
Right.
And at the same time, they're like, well, yeah, I'm this thing, but I can also be this other thing.
I'm so much more.
I am every woman. It's all in me.
Anything you want done, baby.
I can do it naturally.
Whoa.
We're not going to talk for this.
We're just going to sing the whole second half.
Sing. It's a musical.
Because, as you guys know, we're very good singers.
This is the platform that we use to put out our singing ability. No, I really enjoyed it so much. That little cartoon in the beginning you were talking about.
Uh-huh.
I had completely forgot it, but it was delightful.
Yeah.
Shelly Long, I mean, her outfits alone
deserve an award.
What was happening in the 80s and the early 90s in LA? Because I feel like that look of everything she's wearing is so super tailored.
Well, yeah, it's very.
It's like art. It's like architected or something.
Right. Well, yeah, and I think that's the thing too. Is like, when I would read when you read those fashion magazines as a kid, they were like, get stuff fitted to you.
Right.
And that's what those ladies did. They fit like a glove.
Everything fit them very well. There's another movie that I used to love, LA Story.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like it's it was the same thing. Yeah. Everyone wore very fitted.
Well, also I feel like
severe. Everything is very severe.
Severe, but also like so it was an outfit from toe to tip.
Yes. There's a hat.
Everything matches. Everything goes together. Like the shoe matches the belt, matches the bag, which picks up the undertone of the gloves. You know what I mean? And it was just so pulled together, and
it didn't match anything else. Like, I feel that's the thing now. You have something and it's like, oh, this is versatile. I could wear it with this outfit. I could do this with it. Yeah.
I have this black t-shirt.
I have 12 of that.
Right. It's great. It goes with everything.
It goes with everything.
But this is like, they were singular outfits from head to toe.
They were. And I loved that. I really loved her outfits, and I loved her whole character. And I think the way that they built it, it wasn't about her. Like, it's funny because I think from the point of view of the other, like you have this character, Shelly Long, and she's just trying to do something. And you have her kind of in between two different worlds. So you have her Craig T. Nelson.
Her Craig T.
She's in the middle of this divorce, and he doesn't think that she can do anything.
Right. Well, it seems like when they got together, they were both different people. He was going to be a lawyer, and she was this like creative, artsy person. And when they fell in love, they weren't that wealthy. And then he, went into the muffler business.
Sure.
And Nefler's Mufflers. Mm-hmm. And he went into this muffler business and made a lot of money. And then she became like this trophy wife that helped him achieve his live the lifestyle of rich people.
Sure.
And so she kind of let her dreams go so she could support him as the, moneymaker, and to live this lifestyle. Like, she threw parties, she made a nice house, things like that, which happens a lot.
And but I also think that's a way to channel creativity. Like, if she was a creative person, she just channeled her creativity. What I'm saying is that, like, he doesn't feel like she has done a lot with her life. He feels like she just gives up on things. And he does say that she has a track record of getting into different causes and quitting things. But so then she's underestimated on that side. Her husband doesn't really think she can do much. And then she goes into this world of the scouts, the wilderness scouts, and they all, like the leader, this Velda lady, she automatically just judges her and doesn't think that she can do anything either. Mm-hmm. So she really is this underdog character of nobody believes in her. Nobody thinks that she can do anything, but she's great. Like, she's fun. She has a great personality. She's really kind.
And she's, like when she brings creativity and stuff to these girls, like by getting them patches that are in their wheelhouse.
Right. She's like, you're not going to be this thing. Like, I'm not going to be this, rugged outdoorsy woman.
Right.
But I am someone who cares about young girls, and I care about their futures. And
sure. And I need to give them skills so that they can live the lives that they will be living.
Right. And their lives are different than perhaps these other people, but it's not that those things are, it's not saying, well, one thing is better than the other.
Right.
People are different. People have different things. And I just kept thinking about the criticism of this being, oh, these rich kids, and it's just, they should have some sort of comeuppance, or they should have some which I just feel like, well, that's totally not the point. The point is that everyone has value, and everyone brings something to the table.
And they're kids. They're all kids that have their own things going on. Like they kind of dip into it a little bit. Like, obviously, Hannah, her parents are getting divorced, and then the other one, her dad's a dictator.
Right.
And then you have the one parents that like fly off and forget the girl's birthday. Right. And then the other girl's in therapy, like hardcore therapy, and her dad's like a director. I mean, it's just like they have a lot of things going on, and they all really just want to be like normal kids,
but
who have a outlet.
They are, but that's, I think, the thing with this is that they are normal kids, and they want to just be scouts. They want to be a thing, but they have to be it in their own way of who they are.
Right.
And I think Shelly Long understands that.
Sure.
And she makes it so that they are participating, they are earning badges, they are selling cookies, but they're doing it in their own way.
And they look good while they're doing it.
They look great. Oh my gosh. I can totally tell why young Emily loved this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I was definitely about the age of all the girls in this. They're all about, middle school age.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's how old we were.
Yeah.
The outfits we talk about Shelly Long's outfits, but those little girls,
oh yeah,
they
so
look
cute.
great.
And they look, she redoes their like uniforms and stuff like that. And they have these big fabulous capes on their khaki uniforms. And Robin Leach, he comes and he says that they're bringing khaki back.
There's a lot of like famous cameos of the era.
Yeah.
Which Annette and Frankie were in there, which was for a hot sec, which was great. But yeah, and I think, they made a big deal, like again, going back to the Barbie movie, because I just think you had said before, this is kind of a feminist movie. And it is. It is. Barbie was acclaimed as this feminist movie. And that one scene in Barbie that people made a big deal out of, it wasn't just a scene, it was throughout, where they said, well, nobody in Barbie, it was so striking because none of when someone complimented another one, they didn't say, oh, thank you, or whatever. They were just like, I know. Yeah.
Right.
And that happened in this. There was a part where he was like, oh, I'm so proud of you. And she's like, yeah, I'm proud of me too.
Right.
Like, I don't need you to be proud of me. Yeah. I'm proud of me.
Right. And that's where my value comes from me, not from you.
Yeah. So I think from that lens, fantastic.
Well, let's talk about too. I mean, I never realized, and I thought maybe too, because it was on TV a lot. And you know how like when you were younger, you would just be like, oh, this is on. And I'll start it, and you probably missed the first 15 to 20 minutes of the movie because it was just on TV.
You've seen it before.
Right, but also it's heavy on the divorce part in the beginning. Like, they're not getting along. The mom and dad are fighting. They're, like, calling each other names. They're, running through the house in front of the kid, openly arguing and talking about, their money problems and, all this stuff. It was a little sad in that way because it's heavily focused on that.
Well, yeah, they have that. And then there's another girl whose dad is an actor that's feeling doesn't have any money.
Right. Yeah.
And she's amongst all these rich girls, and her family's really struggling with money at that point in time. And, that also is an issue. And that's, to show that nobody's life is perfect.
Right.
These girls live in Beverly Hills. They have whatever kind of lifestyle, but their lives are not perfect. They have other things going on. Yeah. And the divorce thing is really heavy in there. And then I forgot that he was
dating someone.
Right. And a wicked stepmother who was mean.
Yeah, she was real shitty, and she was like, against the ex-wife and stuff like that, and definitely, causing a divide.
But she also wasn't cool with the daughter.
No. She was really shitty. Let's talk about a common theme that happens, I think a lot in 80s movies too, where you have one character that is so openly fixated on taking down another character.
Right. Are you talking about like Velda?
Yes, obviously.
I know. I think I wrote like, why does she care so much?
Why is she so obsessed with like taking this woman down and destroying her life?
But I also thought while watching it, there are people like that in life.
You think so?
Not that they get so hyper fixated on a person, but I have definitely run into these kind of people where they care so much about something. I'm just like, I can't imagine, like, especially at work.
Right.
There's a lot of people at different, like, I've worked in multiple different places, and I feel like at every single one, there's always somebody who you're like, I don't understand how you could care that much about this thing. It's work, and I care about it, but not to a point where I'm going to let it,
you know what I mean? Even like a project or like a passion, I could see you being more apt to care as much rather than, this is like an actual like focus on the demise of another person. Like, you cannot go on with your life without this other person completely failing and looking like a fool.
Oh, I definitely think there's people like that. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've come across, and I feel like it's in a work environment where people get so hyper focused on someone. It's like they forget, like, they give the other person so much power.
Right.
Velda's giving the other person so much power.
Who has the time?
I think that's so much about people where I have so many other things to worry about.
Yeah.
And people get so wrapped up in things, and you're like, why? Like,
right. What's your problem?
like what does it benefit you if this thing happens.
Right. And do you sleep better at night if I fail?
Right. It doesn't make you any more money.
No.
Is it making you happy?
Right.
Like, what is it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think that is a real thing. And there are real people out there who get wrapped up in, like, think of cancel culture now.
Yeah.
You know, where people get,
well, I
it's
always
like,
think
I
of,
have
too,
to
like,
make them lose a job.
Revenge of the Nerds is like that too. Like, these people are so fixated on taking down the nerds. It's just like, why do you care so much?
Just let them be.
Right. Just, they're not doing anything. They just want to do their thing and sell their cookies and live their lives.
But again, think about how people are about, like, gay people or trans people, where I don't understand it.
Right. Like,
there's
why are you
nothing
so
in it.
worried about it?
Right. Like, why do you
How
care?
does it impact your life on a daily
right.
basis?
Like,
right.
what does it matter?
Yeah, I know.
But again, there are so many people like that.
You're right. I see it there more than in, like, the work culture, but I do see it, like, where
I
people are
see it
hyper fixated on a problem that's not theirs.
Well, now you're going to see it at work.
I know. I'm sure.
I know you are. You're going to go back to work
And I'm
and
going
you're
to
going
be
to be like, oh.
Beverly Hills, what a thrill. I'm going to take down the office by just being a good Girl Scout.
Yeah, I just think at the end of the day, you want to do a good job at work, but you also it is a transaction at the end of the day, and you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
what are you getting out of it?
No, and then that Velda lady, she uses a lot of strong language. She calls her Girl Scouts or her wilderness girls bitches.
She kills a skunk and makes it into a
hat. She kills
the
skunk. She calls her assistant troop leader a cheap slut.
She does. I like that.
She definitely is unhinged.
She is. She takes it to another level. I mean,
and then they claim she breaks her foot at the end, but she walks it off. She walks on that broken ankle.
She gets up. She's walking around. She's fine. She's quite a character, but you have to have something like that in it.
Right. Yeah.
I do think this, as in a lot of 80s movies, if we are being, if we're doing our job, there's a lot of stereotypes.
Yeah.
And
you have the Native American stereotype. Well, you have the Native American headdress that is worn.
You have and she says American Indians too, which I don't think people say.
Yeah, no, I don't think you say that.
The dictators, someone from a South Asian,
they said Pacific. That was like modeled after like Imelda Marcos or so
you have that. You have the maid Rosa.
Oh, right.
She's got maracas and everything.
Yeah,
she makes a giant burrito for a birthday cake.
Oh, yeah. Which sign me up.
Well, I thought, like, what's in that burrito?
Beans.
Yeah, I thought it was like a treat burrito.
You think it was a birthday burrito? No, it was in rice. Like, it was surrounded by rice.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I would like a birthday burrito and also a birthday cake. Don't forget the cake.
Okay, I'll remember that. But usually we like to go out drinking for your birthday at the special Christmas bar.
Yeah, that sells burritos.
Do they have burritos there?
I don't know. Okay. It's Mexican.
I'll request one.
All right, thank you.
Okay, no problem. But yeah, so it does have some stereotypes in there, which,
not good.
I know. And it's just, again, this goes back to the show. People just didn't, it's obvious that no one was caring about this. Because this movie has a lot of heart to it.
Yeah.
It's not trying to hurt anybody's feelings.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It did.
And it's also weird that, so going back to Velda, she's this super strong character. She wears a purple heart.
She does. Remember she said, what did she say? I'm a mother, I'm a widow, and I'm a veteran. Okay. She says something in the beginning, like she was like a combat nurse or something like that. She like lists off her things, and one of them is widow, and one is.
Oh, okay. I missed that part.
Yeah,
but she, a lot of times people will mistakenly call her sir.
Right.
In this.
Yeah. Even her own daughter. Right? Or
I
one
think
of
her
the
own
girls
daughter.
in her troop.
Yeah. They call her sir, and I feel like, what is that?
Right.
Like to be this. I mean, obviously, she's not very nice.
Right.
And she is very stern and showing energy, but it's like, so she has to be a man?
Right. Because she has some masculine energy, perhaps. They're trying to,
Sure.
I don't know. Well, anyway, great movie.
Great movie. Thank you for making me watch it again.
I know. I'm glad we watched it too. Sorry, guys. We're in a hurry today, so we're like,
Oh, Kim's being real stressed right now.
I am stressed.
Do you want to go and I'll just finish up the podcast?
Yeah, you should finish it yourself.
I mean, I could. Do you want me to just do the end
You just
part?
don't know this later.
Oh, shit.
So we gotta do the Slater.
Okay, well, don't rush me, okay?
I'm not rushing you.
Don't rush our people. They were excited to hear about this movie.
I know, and we told them about it, and now you're fighting with me.
Talk about Slater.
That's just taking up time for no reason.
Do it.
Okay, so the Slater is very straightforward. It's not a direct connect.
Okay.
However, one, Miss Carla Gugino.
Okay.
Carla. You know her.
The
Carla.
tall girl.
Yeah, the tall girl. She was in a movie in 2012 with Mr. Jeremy Piven. It's called I Melt With You.
Gross.
Yeah. And Mr. Jeremy Piven was in a movie in 1998 called Very Bad Things with Christian Slater.
Awesome.
Do you remember that movie?
I do.
I can watch that movie.
It's stressful.
It's super stressful.
I know. I don't think I could get through it either. It's too much.
I could not get past. There's a part where like they have like a prostitute in their room, and somebody is having sexual intercourse with her and pushes her up against the wall, and the back of her neck hooks on the hook on the back of a door, and that's how she dies. And to me, trauma, so much trauma about that.
I have trauma just hearing you tell me about it.
Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I know, horrible.
No. Okay, well, I'm going to have a different day now that you've told me that.
Yeah, horrible. So, gives me so much stress to think about the movie.
Okay.
All right, so what do you have to tell the people?
Like us, follow us, subscribe to this podcast. We are TikTok, Confidently Contro. We are on YouTube, Confidently Controversial. We are on Instagram, Confidently Controversial. Facebook, all the things. We love you. And
if you have a Girl Scout troop in Beverly Hills, don't feel like you have to compromise to the standards of the other wilderness girls. You do you. Be confident.
Be confident,
but
don't be like controversial and utilize stereotypes and or be mean to other women.
Yeah,
who are just trying to do their own thing.
Right.
Yeah, let them.
Just let them be, Velda. God.
All right. Well, we love you guys. Let's go on with our day because Kim's really stressing out.
All right. God, I gotta go.
All right. Bye guys.
Confidently controversial. Confidently controversial.